Next section, section 6.6, we're going to be solving quadratics by taking square roots. The only reason why we can even do this is because we're missing that middle term here. Just in the case of example 1, we don't have anything that has just a v there. So these are really nice because we don't even have to factor. We can solve them by solving like a multi-step equation. And so these all are going to have the same procedure. The first thing we should do is get rid of the number not attached to the variable. So that's the plus 4. So to get rid of a plus 4, we will subtract 4. We'll get 9v squared equals 100. Then the next thing we should do is divide by the number in front of the variable, so we're going to divide by 9. Now since 100 does not divide by 9 nicely, we're going to get a decimal. And let's just always round these to one number after the decimal point. So 100 divided by 9 is 11.1. And then the very last thing you should do is to get rid of an exponent, we do the opposite, which is to take the square root. And then the new part for this is the square root of any number always has two answers, a positive and a negative of whatever this number happens to be. So just put plus and minus in front of all of your answers. So the square root of 11.1 is 3.3. So our answer is positive 3.3 and negative 3.3. So in example 2, it's 4x squared minus 10 equals 71. We'll just add 10 to both sides and get 4x squared equals 81. Then I'm going to divide by 4. 81 divided by 4 is 20.25. And then we always know that the last step is to divide, or is to take the square root. And don't forget to write the plus or minus, and that's going to be 4.5. Okay, so a couple more of these. In example 3, this time we have 3n squared plus 6 equals 18. So we are going to subtract 6 on both sides and get 3n squared equals 12. Then we can divide by 3 and get n squared equals 4. Now this time we're not going to get a decimal. The square root of 4 is 2, but we have that plus or minus in front. And final problem here, we have the 9 first, so it doesn't matter what order these are in, still get rid of the number not attached to the variable. So I can bring down 64x squared, 58 minus 9 is 49, but I want to divide by 64 next because that was attached to the variable. And 49 divided by 64 is going to round to 0.8, and then I'm going to take the square root of 0.8. So x is going to equal plus or minus 0.9. So just the same basic 3 steps over and over again to solve quadratics by taking the square root.